In 2007, 1 year before the worst financial crisis in modern history, Goldman Sachs started betting against the housing market. Not publicly, not loudly, quietly, internally, in the dark. They knew, and they said nothing. And while millions of American families lost their homes, lost their savings, lost everything, Goldman Sachs made $15 billion. I want you to sit with that for a second. Not 15 million, not 100 million, 15 billion from the same crash that destroyed the middle class. Now, fast forward to today. I've been watching the numbers, the private transactions, the land purchases, the quiet exits from paper assets, and I'm going to tell you something that most financial channels won't say because they're too busy selling you hope. The same pattern is happening again. Right now, I'm not going to hand you a checklist. I'm going to show you, move by move, how the ultra-wealthy actually think about money in a collapsing economy. Because here's what most people never figure out. The rich don't survive crashes. They profit from them. 7 moves. Let's get into it. Move 1. They stop thinking in dollars. This is the mindset shift that everything else is built on, and most people will never make it. The average person thinks in dollars. How many dollars do I have? How many dollars is this worth? The wealthy think in purchasing power. They ask, if the dollar loses 30% of its value, how do I make sure my wealth doesn't? That one question changes every financial decision you make. The dollar is not a store of value. It never was. It's a vehicle, and smart money jumps out before the engine stalls. Move 2. They treat volatility like a sale. You know what happens when the market drops 20%? Regular people panic sell. You know what the ultra-wealthy do? They open their checkbooks. This is not an accident. This is not courage. It is preparation, having liquidity ready before the crash arrives, so that when everyone else is selling at a discount, you are buying at a discount. The wealthy don't react to crashes. They position for them. There's a difference, and that difference is everything. Move 3. They buy what governments can't print. Every time a government prints money, every dollar already in existence becomes worth less. The wealthy understand this at a cellular level, so they put their money into things that cannot be printed. Gold, farmland, timber, water rights, hard commodities. There are only so many acres of productive land in this country. There is only so much gold in the ground. You cannot control plus P your way into more of these things. Scarcity is the only real hedge against inflation. And the rich have been quietly buying scarcity for decades. Move 4. They use the tax code like a weapon. This one makes people uncomfortable. Good. While the average worker loses 30 to 40% of their income before they see a single dollar, the ultra-wealthy are legally, structurally, paying a fraction of that through trusts, holding companies, depreciation, opportunity zones. The tax code in this country was not written for employees. It was written for owners. And until you start thinking like an owner, you will always be playing a different game, with worse rules than the people above you. Move 5. They build moats around their income. One question nobody asks until it's too late. If you lost your income tomorrow, how long could you actually last? For most Americans, less than 90 days. The wealthy aren't worried about that question because they've built a moat, a ring of protection made up of assets that pay them, whether they work or not. Dividends, royalties, rents, licensing, equity stakes. A job is rented income, an asset is owned income. And right now, in this economy, the smart money is only interested in the kind you own. Move 6. They relocate their money before they need to. Most people only move their money after something goes wrong. The wealthy move it before, because by the time it's obvious, it's already over. Right now, institutional capital is flowing out of US debt and into Singapore, Switzerland, the UAE, emerging Asian markets, not because America is finished, because smart money doesn't wait for confirmation. It reads the pattern and moves first. Diversifying across borders is not unpatriotic. It's just what people who actually understand money do. Move 7. They play a completely different time horizon, and this is the one nobody talks about, because it's the hardest to sell. The average person thinks about money in months, maybe a year. Generational wealth thinks in decades, in dynasties. The Rockefellers didn't build a fortune reacting to quarterly reports. They made decisions in 1920 that paid off in 1960. Whatever crash is coming, whatever shape it takes, is not the end of wealth building for the people thinking 20 years ahead. For them, it is the beginning. The only question is, which side of that do you want to be on? I didn't make this video to depress you. I made it because I had to figure all of this out on my own, the hard way. And I refuse to let this information stay locked behind closed doors, in rooms I was never invited into. The wealthy are not smarter than you. They are just earlier than you. Every single one of these moves can be started at any income level, not all 7 at once, but one, this week. That's all it takes to start thinking like someone who builds wealth instead of someone who just survives it. I'm Marco Valenti. This is Elite Grind Group. Drop a comment. Tell me which move hit you the hardest and what's been stopping you. Like this if it opened your eyes. Subscribe, because what's coming next, you do not want to miss. This video is produced for informational and educational purposes only. The views expressed by me represent general economic observations and do not constitute personalized financial, investment, or legal advice. Elite Grind Group and its contributors are not licensed financial advisors or registered investment professionals. Historical references are used for illustrative purposes and are not predictive of future market behavior. Viewers are encouraged to conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. As always, stay focused, stay consistent, stay elite.